Hey guys, it's Fee, and I am here for a 10-week pregnancy update. Double digits. That's amazing. That's amazing. I am actually 11 weeks and 1 day today, and I did have an appointment today, and it was an awesome sauce appointment, so I just want to jump right into that. My appointment was a couple hours ago. I'm recording this as soon as I got home because I want to get it all out, and as you can see, I'm happy. I'm so happy about this appointment. If you've been following, you know that there was a couple of things that was slightly concerning. One not so much, but it was certainly mentioned a few times. The baby has been growing the proper amount of time in between appointments, but it was consistently 3 or 4 days behind in gestational age compared to how many weeks and days pregnant I actually am. Pretty common, and you know, early on, the measurements, I mean, you're measuring something that's this big, this big, this big. It can certainly be easy to be off in the measurements, but we just kept waiting and seeing if the further we got along, if that would happen, that the measurements would be great, and they are. They are. So my last appointment was a week and a couple of days ago. It was a little bit more than a week. And at that time, we were running 4 days behind. And today, we're running 1 day ahead. Baby is measuring 11 weeks and 2 days, which is amazing. And the yolk sac is gone. She couldn't find it. It's completely gone. So between the last appointment, it was 7 millimeters. And this appointment, it's gone. Just amazing. I read about a lot of occurrences of that online where if nothing really and truly is wrong, it can literally just go away what seems to be overnight. No explanation for that. It just can sometimes happen. With me, you know, maybe it was the steroids that I was on that I got weaned off of last week, if you recall. Or maybe it was the influx of hormones that I had going on because all of those shots were stopped after my last appointment also. Who knows? Who knows? I just think it's amazing what a week can bring. What a week can do, what a difference can make. So on top of that, my husband was actually able to go to this appointment. And it was a great appointment for him to be at. He was watching the screen the entire time. I was kind of laying back. I didn't get to see the screen until the end when they turned it my way so that they could show me what was going on. But while they were doing the measurements and everything, my husband was able to watch the screen. And little baby did not want to sit still. We have movement, people. We have movement. And from what I was told, because I didn't get to see it, my husband saw it though. He said the baby was like all over the place. and baby was originally kind of in the fetal position, and she was trying to measure from head to rump or head to feet, I don't remember. And she kept kind of poking to get the baby to stretch out. And every time she poked, the baby would wiggle. It was great. My husband was completely amused. And of course he's saying, hey, it's my kid. You don't expect them to sit still, right? So that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. And I did get to see the baby at the end. And when they turned the screen towards me, just stopped moving. It was like, hey. And everybody, the nurse, the doctor, and my husband were like, we swear we're not making it up. The baby was moving around like crazy. And sure enough, a couple seconds later, it started wiggling again. So it was really great. It was really, really great. Other than that, yolk sac is gone. Natural killer cells are still good. They have no explanation. They have no explanation other than the fact that maybe my body just needed a push, a kickstart, because no explanation. But we're going with it. We are certainly going with it. Remember, my natural killer cell count was 26 point something, I think, and it needs to be 11 or under according to this doctor, and it has stayed that way. The last time I had an intralipid infusion was February 12th. Prior to that, I had one on the transfer day, which was February 2nd. I have not had any. The only thing I have been taking that was supposed to help with the natural killer cells was the steroid dexamethasone. And I got weaned off of that last week. My last dose of that was this past Friday. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's a great thing, though. It's a really great thing. So, I have one, maybe two more appointments with this specialist. We're going to determine that next week. Because the one thing I was left on was the Lovenox, the blood thinner, and the baby aspirin for the MTHFR, which can cause clotting issues. Well, she wanted to take me off of it. And I expressed my concerns about that. I expressed about some of the research I've done on my own. She amazingly was willing to listen to all of it. You know, a lot of times when you talk to doctors and say, hey, I did some of my own research, they kind of look at you funny. But you've got to be your own advocate. That's the way I feel. And she was willing to listen, and she said, hey, bring me the research next week if that's what you really believe, if that's what you're really worried about. And she followed that up with saying that she really believes that my particular issue with the MTHFR was the fact that my body doesn't absorb B vitamins properly, which directly affects folic acid. I'm on mass doses of folate, which is the natural form of folic acid. It's easier for my particular body to absorb, plus mass quantities just in case. So she really believes that's what my issue was, not the clotting. Even though I am homozygous for MTHFR, that means I have two bad genes, two bad copies that I inherited. I was worried. I expressed it to her. She gave me the option to stay on it for another week and really think about it and talk to her about it again next week. Or she said, you know, you can go off of it this week and I will test your blood for clotting. Next week when we draw your blood, they draw my blood every week for the natural killer cells. She would also test for that. And I went with option B. I went with option B because at least I'm with a specialist that knows what MTHFR is and is capable and is used to testing for various things. Once you get back to an OB, it's kind of like a pardon the expression, it's kind of like a crapshoot. Sometimes you get lucky and you run into one that's willing and able and knows what you're talking about, and most of the time that is not the case, because most of the time OBs are working with people who don't have fertility problems. Once they run into that, they send you off to these specialists. So that's what they're there for. That's the way I look at it. So I just thought that was safer. I said, all right, I will not take the Lovenox this week. She will test my blood for clotting ability and what's going on next week. And then that test takes a little while to get back, just like the natural killer cell one that she does every week. And they would call me and let me know whether I should go back on it or otherwise. Because again, we're not sure if next week is going to be my last appointment with her or the week after that. I may be with her for 2 more weeks for this particular issue with the Lovenox and testing it out. So we'll see. Am I concerned? Yeah, I am concerned. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of stuff you can read out there from other people, from other doctors that say that, you know, you can throw clots in the umbilical cord, you can throw clots in the placenta, you can throw clots in the lining. It's all really scary. It really is. But we're going to try. And we're going to see what the blood says. And leave it at that. And I'm going to try and not stress out about it. Because up until this point right here, all the stress should have just fallen off of me. And for the most part, it did. Those of you who are attached to my Facebook or my Instagram, you know I got to move the bookmark. If you didn't see the video, I will put it right here. Yeah, so that was a pretty emotional day. That bookmark has been stuck in that page since early 2013. And until now, I have never gotten past that bookmark. I have never gotten to 11 weeks. Never. I've never gotten past 10 weeks, 3 days. And here I am, 11 weeks in 1 day. And had an amazing appointment. An amazing appointment. You know, the yolk sac's gone, the natural killer cells are good, the growth caught up, we've got a little wiggler going on in there. So, in my mind, all that's really left is the blood clotting thing. So we'll see. We shall see. Give it to God. So, picture. You guys need a picture. I do have a picture, and honestly, I wish I would have taken video or had my husband take video of the camera of the baby wiggling around because it was amazing. The picture is a little blurry, but you can still see we have some serious growth. Looks like a little human now. It's amazing. All right, here we go. Right? There's the head. That's a leg, and that's a leg. That's the umbilical cord. All right? And let's see, there's an arm, the other arm's kind of up. Pretty amazing what 1 week can do. So, all right, what else? What else? Symptoms. Symptoms for the last week. Most of them have been the same, not too many changes, but you see what I got on? I don't know if you guys noticed already. C-bands. The nausea has really picked up its game. Like right after my last appointment, it was like right after, I had some nausea, don't get me wrong, but it was like right after we stopped the shots and everything, it was like the nausea went, hey, I'm here. Oh my gosh. Wow. And whoever calls it morning sickness, whoever named it morning sickness should be shot. Because it ain't morning sickness. It's whenever it feels like sickness. If I eat, if I don't eat, if I drink, if I don't drink. Morning, noon, night, 3 a.m. Doesn't matter. These really do help. They work on pressure points. They're supposed to go like 2.5 fingers below the edge of your wrist. And it says right on there that it doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes it works immediately for some people. Sometimes it takes a day for others. For me, I put these on in like 10 minutes. I can feel the difference. It's not perfect. It doesn't make it completely go away. But I firmly believe it is much worse when I don't have these on. And the other thing I've been using, a good friend of mine gave me her stash of Preggie Pop Drops. I went through her stash and had to go and buy another one the other day. Went to Babies R Us. If you're on my Instagram, you saw that I got to post a picture of me in one of those mom-to-be spots. I know it's just a sign, but it got to me. It definitely got to me. So anyhow, Preggie Pop Drops and C-bands. Yeah, that's new additions for this last week. What else? Food. Most of it hasn't changed. The hot dog thing has stopped again. It seems to come and go. Milk is still hanging around, and lately I've wanted it like super cold. So milk has kind of also turned into vanilla milkshakes, which is not as good for you as milk. So, but yeah, milk, very, very cold milk, or anything with milk in it. Last week I think I said that toast and peanut butter. The toast and peanut butter is still there, but sometimes it's toast and cream cheese, sometimes it's toast and bread. So I think it's just the toast. I have this 15-grain bread by Pepperidge Farm. I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Other than that, not really. Nothing else. Coconut water. I've been drinking a lot of coconut water, but I don't know if that's really a craving. That's about it, though. That is about it. Other than the nausea and the food, been a lot of growing pains. The tummy is generally sore. And I know it's just from growth. That's the best way I can describe it. Sore. The pains aren't like, oh my God, what is that? But every now and then, you know, there'll be a throbbing or a pulling. So definitely sore. And the back, I don't know if you guys know this. Fee has a horrible back. I have degenerative discs, and L5, which essentially, if you picture where your bump would appear, right on the other side of that is where L5 is, so not a good thing. L5 is herniated and ruptured. That's always been an issue. It's genetic. My father's back was like a question mark, and apparently I inherited it. I do see a chiropractor for it, and I had to go and have him make a couple adjustments because this week, I have no idea if it has anything to do with the growth. My back just tends to do weird things sometimes, so that it could have had absolutely nothing to do with growth. But the back has been an issue this week. While I was there, the chiropractor, I've been seeing the same guy for years, and I really trust him. If you're going to do chiropractics while you're pregnant, make sure you can trust your chiropractor. You get one that knows what he is doing. I'll leave it at that. But he told me, he said, when you get bigger, let's hope that your uterus doesn't tip backwards. Because if it does, it's going to be laying right on that disc, and ain't nobody going to be able to help you. Great. Just what I needed to know. Of course, I kind of knew that already because, like I said, the disc isn't it's the wrong disc to have a problem with if you're pregnant. But I knew that going into this. Unfortunately, I kind of fully expect a world of pain towards the end because of that disc, but it's worth it. It's worth it, right? That's all that matters. Just got to keep thinking about the end results. What else? The girls. The girls. I know I haven't mentioned the girls too much. Just, little mentionings here and there. The girls are definitely changing. I know I said that before. I think I said it in the last video, and I said I had to ask my husband, hey, am I going crazy? I didn't have to ask my husband anymore. The girls are definitely changing. And the funny part is when I went to go get my back adjusted, he has this you're standing on the table, and then the table kind of does this. And you kind of hold on, and he does his pushing and prodding and whatnot. And I got off of there, and it was like, oh my God, that's never happened before. It was like the girls were just pushing against the table, and they didn't like it. So, yeah, little things like that make you laugh, make you wonder, make you go, So there you go. I think that's it. That's all I have. These updates are always so long. I'm sorry, guys. Apparently I just don't know when to shut up. So hopefully you guys like hearing me ramble. That's it. That's it. My appointment next week is next Wednesday. So we've kind of converted to Wednesdays. So you'll probably be hearing from me on a Wednesday again, not Monday. And we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes, and we will see when I graduate, if it is next week or the week after that. So soon, so soon. It feels like this has just flown by. Crazy. Awesome, but crazy. All right, that's it. Again, I know I say this every time, but I want to say it every time. Thank you to all of you guys that have subscribed to me. Thank you to the old subscribers. Thank you to the new subscribers. Every single one of you that comments, I really appreciate it. I know I don't always reply back, but trust me, I read every single last one of the comments. I love all of your comments, all your thoughts, all your prayers, all the likes. It makes me smile, and I really enjoy it. And I enjoy every single last one of you. I appreciate every single last one of you. Remember that. Not just saying it. And those of you who have got your BFPs, congratulations. I know there's a handful of you out there. Amazing. Those of you who are going into your next cycle or going into a next IVF or going into an IUI, I have my fingers crossed. I have prayers. I have candles for every single last one of you. You are in my thoughts. Keep it up. Do not quit. Do not quit. I almost quit, and look what I would have missed. That's all I got to say. Keep that in mind. You never know what's in store. All right. Talk to you guys later.